Hi guys, thanks so much for stopping by. So today I will be doing a mini series review and this is entitled 7 Seconds. I hope you enjoy my review. You're going to hit the like, subscribe, and of course the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. This is TVMA, runs for an hour per episode, crime drama, mini series, and it has 10 episodes for this. And I don't really think that they're going to do a second season. If they will, they haven't really said anything yet. This is rated 7.7 out of 10 stars on MDB.com. It says tensions run high between African-American citizens and Caucasian cops in Jersey City when a teenage African-American boy is critically injured by a cop. Okay, so when I first saw this as like an option or a suggestion on my profile, I wasn't really like very interested in it because I really don't like tensions run high between two races. Like, it's so sad and depressing and stupid. I was just like thinking, you know, all of this would be resolved if that kind of mentality wasn't really into play. But then I gave it a chance and I started watching it, and I was just like hooked. I was completely addicted to this show. It's weird how this is described in that way, which I guess it's true. But when they talk about like the characters on the characters like behind the scenes, not just like the ones picketing on people are getting angry and the mob mentality on, oh, we're gonna get angry because of race. Or we're going to get angry because it's against cops. We're going to get angry because it was an African-American boy. You know, that kind of situation. I love the fact that they showed how it really was just an injustice about a boy. He happened to be a teenage boy. He happened to be a black boy. And that on itself had people being outraged and just being sick and tired of feeling so helpless and making it seem like, you know, that if you were African-American, nobody really cared. And they showed how the system really is somewhat broken. But to me, this show really showed the human side of everybody. It showed that people, yes, there is this white noise in the background in regards to racism. But the way I looked at this series is basically there was an accident. The driver happened to be a cop. The driver happened to be of white or Caucasian descent. The victim happened to be African-American. The victim happened to be a boy. And the victim happened to be a teenager. And it was just that. And because that incident happened, there was nothing about racism in the incident. It was an accident. There wasn't the racism wasn't really there, but then afterwards the racism came out, I think just due to decades and generations of frustration. So I liked the part that they really showed that this was really just a human tragedy. It was a person that didn't pay attention, who was recklessly driving for a lot of different reasons. And it showed the effect of the people surrounding him on how it affected him. And I mean, how it affected them. He had parents, he had two parents. They both were like working class people. They both did what normal people do. Go to work and all that stuff. They just moved into a new home and everything was idyllic in a sense when you look at it on paper. The only difference was he happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. He happened to be in a specific area that is known for African-American gang or gang activity. And the specific gang is like African-American gang boys. So because it was African-American, because it was in that section, it was kind of like a lot of these variables just kept adding on, you know? But I like I said, I really love the fact that in the very beginning, this really wasn't a part of the problem. This wasn't the intention. It just seemed like it afterward. It wasn't the intention. It was more of he wasn't paying attention when he was driving. He happened to drive in a specific area. He happened to recklessly drive in a specific area. He happened to be of Caucasian descent. He happened to hit an African-American boy on a bike. And to me, it was just watching the parents and the family, because to me, I really didn't look at the show until close towards the end when the way they were, you know, portraying the case. Because they didn't have enough evidence. I know there's a ton of spoilers from this, but I feel like this show hasn't really been getting a ton of attention. So I'm trying to do this so that if anybody is interested there, you really should watch it. So I really love it because it really shows how it affects the parents, and the parents didn't look at it as this was a racist thing. And I love the way they showed the story in which there wasn't really a ton of racial insults and all of that. But it just shows human to human, regardless of race, regardless of background, regardless of anything. It was just showing that how this affected the people, not only like how it affected the person that hit the boy, you know. He didn't look at it as it was like a racist situation. He accidentally hit somebody. He happened to be a teenage black boy or brown boy or African American boy, which it was his fault, and he actually said that. And then there's a ton of twists and turns on why there was a cover up and things like that. But I love how this story was really made. I didn't really feel like it was like there was a force of a political agenda in a sense. Like, it wasn't abrasive. I think that's the word I'm trying to find. It wasn't abrasive. For me, it made you look behind the skin color. It made you look behind the racial tension. It made it look, you really got to look at the victims, you know, what affected the victim's life. You didn't just hurt him, you hurt his family. And anybody out there who has a child can understand if you lost your child, if you found out that your child was involved in a car accident and was just left there because a person was scared. They were scared because they were from a different race and they were a police officer, and it might have been indicated into something that really wasn't put into play until after. And all of those fears even started to come out into the case. I really feel like we just have to look at each other like human beings, you know? Like, you gotta stop at looking at somebody with just their skin color. You gotta look at them. My dad would always say, like, you gotta look at people for who they are. It doesn't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter if they're attractive or not. It doesn't matter, you know, if they're well off or not. You just gotta look at them. Are they worth your time? Are they worth to be a part of your life? And that, I feel like people should really put that in their heads. You should really, like, just stop all this, I don't know, just negativity, I guess. Anyway, I feel like that's kind of the message of the show, is just to look at it as a human person, as a human being. A human person. I'm sorry. I have PCS. I have, like, I'm dyslexic as well. I have all these effects like anxiety and you know, amnesia and loss of memory and things like that due to my multiple head traumas. So sometimes I can jumble up words. To me, you just got to look at it in the basics. You're human. That person is human. You're connected to people. They're connected to people. When you do something reckless, when you're not careful, when you do something that accidentally hurt somebody, it's going to hurt someone else too. And not just that person, but other people from your end and from their end. And I think that's how everybody should look at life. I give this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed the show. I shushed my husband twice when he was like, I think he was asking me about the computer or whatever. I give it 2 thumbs up. I highly recommend it. If you guys have other suggestions that is similar to this particular show, let me know down below in the comment section. If you've seen this show and you have an opinion about it, let me know down in the comment section. I love hearing from you guys all the time, and I always like conversing with other people and their thoughts on the specific show or a movie or anything. So let me know down in the comment section. And of course, if you want to connect in my other social media accounts, they're always in the description section. So thank you guys so much for the love and support. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys again next time.